Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Obscure Skills Made Playable, and today we're going to be playing a skill that's a little bit weird, so I had to figure out some ways to make it feel a little bit better, and still kind of feels weird, but at the very least it's okay, but it's primarily because the character is so tanky. But the skill is Spectral Throw of Materializing, and basically this skill doesn't deal damage on its way out, only when it's returning. So you can probably figure out that it's a little bit clunky to play. So I am using Savior in this case to kind of help a little bit with that. It still doesn't feel that great, but because we're so tanky, we can kind of ignore the clunkiness to an extent. So I already cleared the Citadel. I'm out of tier 17s. I had to even buy some tier 17s. But anyway, I rolled this map. This has energy shield, so it's going to be like around 100 energy shield. So it's going to take probably a while. The damage on this build can potentially be really good, because the scaling on this skill is really good. This is double the normal Spectral Throw. And if you position yourself right, Spectral Throw hits every 0.22 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, so it's like 4 times a second, right? So the damage can be pretty good. But, of course, yeah, it does have its downsides. So yeah, let's try running this. Let's see what's what. So we do have spell suppression cap and a bunch of endurance charges. Ooh. Damn, these guys are. What the hell? Well, these guys always are. But that's like the problem, right? Because I only deal damage on the way back, so mobs like that are very bad for this build. And the Savior, while it does help, it's not exactly groundbreaking. But there, for example, if you saw, that mob was standing in place, so it's taking a lot of damage. But here, in this scenario, when I'm in this awkward position where I can't position myself properly, and the damage does suffer. I don't know what's happening over here, but let's try going a little bit faster. There's a couple of cool things that I'm doing with this build to combat Savior's downside, because with Savior, any spell that crits can create a clone. So I had to use Control Destruction on Shield Charge, so it doesn't proc as often. So far, I don't think I've seen it proc at all. Well, I mean, probably it did proc at some point, but it doesn't proc that often. But as you can see, this skill is a little bit weird. Probably the only reason why it's working is because I made the character so tanky. But if this was a Deadeye, or like you want to go projectiles for Deadeye, right? For the clear, I don't think this skill would would be playable at all. But in this scenario, it's not too bad. It's just a little bit weird. Damage is there. The scaling on this skill is pretty good, but you kind of have to. Ooh. I'll drop a TP just in case. These mobs are hurting a little bit. Where's that boss? Come on. God damn. It's so awkward killing these mobs. You can technically just, throw them and then dash backwards. But I am playing Impale, so a lot of my damage does come from consecutive hits, and I have the Impale Watcher's Eye as well. So ideally, you want to hit 8 times, for most of the damage. But against like these mobs, it's a little bit awkward. Not only because the skill is like that, but also because I built it Impale. But here, for example, this rare just died pretty much instantly because it was standing in a pretty good spot for the skill. You can also do this, you can just throw them and then dash, flame dash in this case. Yo, what the hell? Where's the boss? I ran through the whole area. Did I miss it? Oh yeah, it's there. It is probably over there. You could also technically get a little bit more damage if you're using Marilyn, but I was kinda struggling on resistances. Oh my god. Struggling on resistances, so I got a rare amulet with Dex strength and a bunch more. No, not Dex. Strength and int and a bunch more int as well on this. My bad. On suffixes, so I've. And also got a little bit of crit multi, so it's not that bad. The amulet does serve its purpose. And it feels okay. I'll dash behind these guys. The wall also helps if you can hit the wall, so you reduce the downtime before it can't hit. But like this guy, you see, like I don't know, it's just like if somebody's melee, it's just so awkward. But yeah, let's try killing this guy. And I know a lot of you guys skipped to this part, so drop a sub. I know a lot of you guys are returning viewers, and you know, if you're gonna watch the content, might as well sub, right? So this is kind of the ideal position, but let's see, can we stand in place? Not exactly. She has phys reduction, but I'm ignoring everything, so that doesn't matter. It's just 126 as ES, and for some reason ES is always a little bit harder to go through than HP. I'm not sure why. It's kind of weird. Yeah, you see, we go through HP much faster than ES. I also found a pretty cool Watcher's Eye with the purity of elements not making us not be affected by elemental weakness, so we can run a map like this. But yeah, like this skill pretty much only works because the character is just so tanky. Endurance charges, spell suppression, gladiator leech, damage reduction while leeching. Children. Oh, I actually got through her HP. So, as you can see, if they're standing in place, the damage is pretty good. Oh, that one. Now this guy, he's melee, so it's gonna feel horrible. Unless he does ranged attacks. But he's not. So we're just gonna have to... struggle with the awkwardness. She's slamming the minions. He should be doing his projectiles. Why is he full ES? What the hell? Oh my god. God, I hate this thing. I think I need to use Flame Dash every once in a while to... So he... Brother. Can I get through his ES? So as you can see, this skill has some problems, right? but we're tanking everything, so it's fine. But if you played pretty much any other skill in here, it's probably gonna be better. Well, maybe not any other skill, but a lot of them. A lot of them would feel better. Now he's recharging. God, this fucking sucks. Ooh, damn. I need to make sure that his energy shield doesn't recharge. Flame dash. Slamming the minion. Nice. Damn. What's hitting me? Is it these? It's gone again. Okay, we got him. There's last one here. No, don't walk melee. Okay. Nice. And we did it. So the damage is there, it's just that it's a little bit awkward to play. Even with the Savior, it's still fairly... Ooh, Profane Proxy, nice. Even with Savior, it's a little bit awkward. But overall, build's not that bad. So let's go over the items. There's kind of a couple of pieces in here that are, at least the way I built it, are needed. So you need a reservation shield. And this, I had this on another character, so I didn't buy it. It's probably a couple of divines, maybe like 3, because this does have a pretty good suppression roll and a good amount of life. But there's like no suffixes. I mean, both of them are suffixes. So I mean, this shield is pretty good, right? So it's probably a couple of divines, but you do need the reservation, and I put in here 2 of them with pride, and then I also have pure developments, enlighten, herald of purity, and precision low level. I could go a little bit higher with precision, but I think I'm capped on accuracy with this, if I'm not mistaken. So this is fine. You do need the extra mana reservation from the helmet. When I was cooking up the pub, I needed a little bit more, but I think when I was cooking the pub, I had the shield on 20% as like a worst case scenario. I totally forgot that I had this one, so it turned out okay. Didn't need to craft a new body. I also had this. There's probably a few divines as well. Savior, I bought this one for 6 divines, so this is the most expensive piece in the build. But you can probably get it for a little bit cheaper, because this does have pretty good attack speed and crit rolls. Well, this overall is fairly well rolled. It's not that it matters too much, but you know, it's still a little bit of damage, right? So the gloves, this is the gloves are capping my impale. didn't want to spend too many points on impale nodes. Already have 2 wheels and a bunch of from Thread the Hope, so other than that, just a little bit of resist to kind of cap them out. I also have 10 resist on the body. Obviously, with like better rolls on like all the other items, you probably could, because I also had this ring from one of the other builds, and I just kept it. So chaos resist is a little bit lacking. I'm at 25 with pot 60, so for maps it's fine, right? Like you saw me, didn't really matter at all. But could be a little bit better. Also, we're using Arn, right? Just makes sense when you're using Rollercash with Slayer. Free damage. You do need to generate the endurance charges though, so let's go over the tree and figure out how we do that. So endurance composition to generate those endurance charges. And the tree, this kind of looks a little bit similar to, well, pretty much any Slayer tree, I guess, because you path towards all the frenzy charges, right? This was kind of my way of min-maxing, because initially I was like 13 points over on the tree, and then kind of just cut down on a few things like over here and over here. This does mean that you need to have items a little bit better rolled, rather than, you know, just grabbing all the suppress over here. But you know, this natural instinct is pretty good. You also benefit from these, more attack speed. Sadly, you know, you do lose a pretty good node over here, but this is what it is. If you roll a body that's a little bit better than this, without life, with just more evasion, you can get like 9 maybe K from body armor, which is a lot. And it's not that I need any more physical resist. I have 35k, and you know, then there's endurance charges, there's Slayer's leech reduction. So overall, we're doing pretty good on physical mitigation. Well, in general, this build's pretty solid. Lots of life, lots of defenses as well. It's just that the skill itself is a little bit weird to play. But yeah, you path over here. I grab Light of Meaning as usual. Pretty good spot. Brutal Restraint, I guess. Not Brutal Restraint. Lethal Pride is also comparable a little bit damage-wise if you have like 3 double damages, but probably not worth it, because when you roll double damage and triple damage, it takes triple damage instead of double damage, so you kind of lose out on the percentage, right? But yeah, this less projectile speed. So initially I also wanted to grab these, but I'm out of points. I think this skill could be a little bit more comfortable if you had a little bit less projectile speed, so it's a little more melee, so it doesn't feel as bad. But it's fine with just this. If you want, you can also suck it in slower projectiles, but you do lose out on a bunch of damage. Now, I'm using volley in this case because you can, if you want, to grab this, but then it makes it so you have 2 projectiles, so the Mirage warriors might miss a little bit, because then it would split, right? So I chose volley. If you do have volley, you can also grab this. It's just another projectile. The map clear is going to be a little bit better, but it's not like it's going to make it that much better. Just the skills is just awkward to play. I actually don't think I need this, because I'm at 100 right now, even without this. So I think I'm overcapped on the spell suppression. But I guess, you know, this node is pretty good. Could grab this for maps for Onslaught. But yeah, if you want, you don't have to roll this if you have a good shield. If you don't have a shield with spell suppression, so obviously grab this, right? Thread of Hope over here, pretty good as usual. Good spot, especially when you're Slayer. You can grab this. Pretty good node in general. This for our cache, so we fix our movement speed, and of course this is around 10% more damage for one node. It's like really good. Additional impale hit, and we also have Watcher Eye for 2 more. So our boss damage is pretty good, but of course it does mean that when you're playing impale, that the mapping part kind of suffers a little bit. But I mean, we're crit and impale, and I'm crit capped. I think I'm at like 95% or something crit, maybe even more. Okay, well I'm at 100 crit, so you know the damage is okay. Some nodes over here for phys ignore, and of course you grab the phys ignore for impales as well. And I just grabbed a lot of these nodes. Sword nodes are really good, especially on this side of the tree. But yeah, this is the tree. Charisma from the amulet. I paid 3 divines for this amulet as well. You could craft it yourself. I don't need strength on there. Wait, I do need strength. Okay, so well, it's a pretty good amulet. But I primarily wanted crit multi. I was like, maybe I can fix strength with the ring if I wanted to, because this ring isn't good. But I found this for 3 divine, so I just bought it. And yeah, this is the build. It's not bad. It's just a little bit awkward to play, but it is unique, I guess. So there's that. But yeah, guys, as usual, if you enjoyed the content, drop a sub. I know I said it already, but gotta trick the people somehow, you know, who are skipping over everything. And if you watch towards the very end, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as usual, I'll probably see you tomorrow. Bye bye.